I'm Nidhi Kumar and you're watching Science Time, a show that brings to you the best that science offers, from exciting developments in science and technology to futuristic solutions. Scientists hope to broadcast DNA in Earth's location to curious aliens. A new nuclear imaging prototype detects tumors, faint glow, and plasma-based green disinfectants can limit the spread of infectious diseases like COVID-19. And with that, let's take you to story number one. Even if the aliens are shot, the late cosmologist Carl Sagan once mused, if they are here, I want to know about them. And driven by the same mindset, a NASA-led team of international scientists has developed a new message that it proposes to beam across the galaxy in the hope of making first contact with intelligent extraterrestrials. The interstellar missive, known as the Beacon in the Galaxy, opens with simple principles for communication, some basic concepts in maths and physics, and a constituents of DNA, and closes with information about humans, the Earth, and a return address should any distant recipient be minded to reply. In a preprint paper published in the Arxiv, the scientists recommend sending the message to a dense ring of stars near the center of the Milky Way, a region deemed most promising for life to have emerged. Such attempts at interstellar communication are not straightforward. The odds of an intelligent civilization intercepting a message may be extremely low, and even if contact was made, establishing a fruitful conversation could prove frustrating when a response can take tens and thousands of years. There are other concerns too. More than a decade ago, Professor Stephen Hawking warned that humans should refrain from sending messages into space in case they attract the wrong sort of attention. If aliens visit us, the outcome would be much as when Columbus landed in America, which didn't turn out well for the Native Americans, he told a Discovery Channel documentary. But Jiang and his colleagues argue that an alien species capable of communication across the cosmos may have well learned the value of peace and collaboration, and humanity could have much to learn from them. We believe the advancements of science that can be achieved in the pursuit of this task, if communication were to be established, would vastly outweigh the concerns they write. And with that, let's take you to story number two. A type of light commonly observed in astrophysics experiments and nuclear reactors can help detect cancer in a clinical trial. A prototype of an imaging machine that relies on this usually bluish light, called Serkenkov radiation, successfully captured the presence and location of cancer patients' tumors, researchers reported on April 11th in Nature Biomedical Engineering. And a Cherenkov radiation is generated by high-speed particles traveling faster than light through a material such as a bodily tissue. In Cherenkov luminescence imaging, or CLI, particles released by radio tracers cause the target tissue to vibrate and relax in a way that emits light, which is then captured by a camera. Between May 2018 and March 2020, the largest clinical trial of its kind to date, 96 participants underwent both CLI and standard imaging, such as positron emission tomography or PET/CT. Participants with a variety of diagnoses, including lymphoma, thyroid cancer, or metastatic prostate cancer, received one of 5 radio tracers. Skubal and colleagues found that CLI detected all radio tracers, suggesting that the technology is more versatile than PET/CT scans, which work with only some radio tracers, and CLI images aren't as precise as those from PET/CT scans. But CLI could be used as an initial diagnostic test or to assess the general size of a tumor undergoing treatment, says study co-author Edwin Pratt, also of Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. The findings strengthen the case for the technology as a promising low-cost alternative that could expand access to nuclear imaging in hospitals, says Antonello Spinelli, a preclinical imaging scientist at the Experimental Imaging Center in Milan, Italy, who was not involved in the research. And with that, let's take a look at story number 3. A team of scientists, Dr. Kamachi Shankarnarayan, Dr. Mojibur R. Khan, and Dr. H. Belang from the Life Sciences and Physical Sciences divisions from the Institute of Advanced Study in Science and Technology, an autonomous research institute of the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, Guwahati, Assam, has demonstrated that the plasma generated by cold atmospheric pressure has the potential to deactivate SARS-CoV-2 spike protein, which binds to human 2 receptor for inducing viral infection and subsequent COVID-19. Plasma, the fourth state of matter which makes up most of the universe when produced in controlled conditions in the lab and is termed as cold atmospheric pressure plasma. The scientists passed plasma forming gases such as helium, argon and air through a high voltage electric field which led to the formation of a stable plasma with a mixture of ions and electrons emitting a pink glow of CAP inside the reaction chamber. This research, recently published in the International Journal of the Royal Society of Chemistry Advances, shows that short-lived highly reactive oxygen and nitrogen species generated in the plasma led to complete deactivation of the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein that occurs within 2 minutes of the CAP treatment. The RT-PCR analysis has also established that CAP can deactivate the RNA of the SARS-CoV-2 virus. The researchers showed that the CAP, a plasma-based disinfection method, is a better alternative to environmental hazardous chemical-based decontamination methods. The cold atmospheric plasma is environmentally safe since during the entire decontamination process by plasma treatment, no chemical waste is produced. The lead authors, Dr. Kamachi Shankar Narayanan and Dr. H. Belang, said that the disinfection method could further be extended for various bacterial or fungal infections. And with this, we come to an end of this edition of Science Time. We'll be back with more exciting stories from the world of science next week. Until then, stay tuned to India Science. Keep watching India Science. Namaskar.